Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at starting the R039 unit for OCR Engineering Design, um, and this series unit is a photo frame display. Um, so we're going to be going on OnShape, talking about what we need to get the full marks in, first of all, task 1 for this section, which is the production of design proposals or ideas for a photo display. Now, there's a couple of things in the specification that the photo display needs to have, be, or do, and they are be aesthetically pleasing or decorative, be able to hold a range of photos of either the same or different sizes, be able to hold a minimum of 2 photos, be able to be mounted on a flat surface or be wall mounted, be able to allow photos to be removed and replaced easily, be able to be batch produced, and be able to be recycled at the end of its life. Now, if we look at task 1, it is the manual production of freehand sketches, and this is worth 18 out of your 60 marks. It says you're required to produce a range of design proposals for the photo display, and we think a range means 7 or 8 different designs. You must use freehand sketching techniques to present your initial concepts for the photo display. Use annotation and labeling techniques to explain your concepts. Produce sketches of your design proposals using suitable enhancement methods. And select your preferred design proposal to justify how it meets the design specification. So you might be thinking, why are we on OnShape when we're talking about freehand sketches? Well, we found that the best way to get year 10 or 11 students to produce freehand sketching is to make it on OnShape and trace the design off there once we've turned it into either a 2D or isometric view. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new document. I'm going to call it R039 photo frames. And here I'm going to be able to create my ideas. So the first thing I'm going to want to do, or get my class to do, or do if I'm a student and I'm not so confident at sketching, is I'm going to make my designs on OnShape and sketch them from my model as I go along. Now, to start with, this is not the most difficult thing in the world, but the most important thing is you've got a range of ideas. That means some of them need to be wall mounted, some of them need to be freestanding. They can't just be a series of boxes or squares that might have photos in that are all the same, just arranged in different ways. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to look at standard photo sizes. Lots of pupils, when I did this, wanted to do hexagonal or round photos. I'm going to steer you away from that direction because most photos, by standard size, are square or rectangular. So if I'm looking at standard photo sizes, we're probably looking at either a 2 by 3 inch or a 4 by 6 inch. That's approximately A5 or A4 size. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my front plane. I'm going to press N so that I'm facing my front plane. I'm going to click Sketch. I can either click the corner rectangle, which is your default rectangle tool, or if I click the drop down, I'm going to click the center point rectangle. And I want a portrait rectangle, so I'm going to make it about that size. Now, I have my dimension tool here, and all I need to do is click on an edge, move my cursor away from that edge, and click the dimension to drop it. Now, what you will notice is that mine is set up in millimeters rather than inches. That's fine. What I'm going to do is make an A4 photo. So I'm just going to type 6. If I just type in 6 in, you'll see the dimension comes down. It recognises inches, and if I click that and press enter, even though I've clicked in 6 inches, it's set that to 152.4 centimeters, so that's about 15 centimeters. I'm going to click the bottom line. I'm going to click 4 inches, and that's about 10 cents. It's not quite A4, but now we've got the size of our photo. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to use the offset tool. I could draw another rectangle and redimension it. I'm going to use the offset tool. Just click and drag around everything. What this does is it means I can bring out a border around it, and I'm going to set that border to 10 mil. So just to make sure I've got exactly 10, I'm going to set that dimension. And when I've done that, I'll see the line is blue. I'm just going to go into this white space over here. It says give it a green tick on the left mouse button when I'm ready. I'm going to do that, and I've got a border around it. And all I need to do then is go over here, press the extrude tool. I'm going to extrude it by probably, let's say 8. And I've got a rectangle that I can use for my or a frame, which when we get into our development stage, we're going to add some glass and a backboard onto it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we've got one display, one photo in our display. What we need to do now is come up with an idea to put another one in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my front frame again. I'm just going to draw another rectangle. This time I'm going to do a corner rectangle. And I'm going to do it there. And I am going to make this one, this time I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to make this 2 inches. By 3 inches. No, I'm not, because that does look a little bit small to have behind. I'm going to make it 4 by 6 again. Remember, the photo frames can be the same size or different sizes as each other. Now it's moved over here. What I can do is where's the linear pattern here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. I'm going to click the drop down and click transform. I'm going to click and drag around this. And I've got these handlebars that I can use to move it. I can move it up and down. What I'm going to use, because I'm not too fussed about the exact placement, which I could type in this box, I'm going to grab this square and I can just move it somewhere behind my shape. So it's just overlapping. So we've got that overlap to attach it to. I'm going to click the tick, and again, I'm going to use my offset tool, highlight everything, pull it out, set my dimension to 10. I can do that just by clicking on the dimension, double clicking. It's not liking that for some reason. Try it again. This time I'm going to just individually click round. There we go. I'm going to pull it out, double click where it says 50 there. I'm going to change that to 10. And then click in some white space, extrude it. And the difference is this time I'm going to extrude it in the opposite direction. Set it to 8 again. So that now, if I look at the right view, they're touching, they're overlapping. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to do one down here. So I'm going to do this on not the front plane this time. I've gone forward and backwards on the front plane. I can actually extrude from any or sketch on any flat surface. So I've extruded out this flat surface here. And again, I'm going to sketch. I am going to sketch a small rectangle here. So I'm going to do the 2 by 3 inch. So again, just going to move it so it's overlapping a tad more. Use my offset tool. Extrude. I'm going to make sure I'm extruding out this way. I don't want it going in and through and clipping and colliding with the frame I've already got. 8mm. And here, I'm quite happy with this display. I've got 3 photos. They don't have to be different sizes, but they are. It looks quite interesting. They're overlapping. They're in different orientations. The only thing I want is on the criteria point 1 of the specification, it says it needs to be aesthetically pleasing or decorative, and it's quite aesthetically pleasing. It's quite interesting, but I am going to add just some decorations on. Um, and with decorations, what I mean is I'm just going to add some bits that make it look a bit fun, a bit wacky. So what I'm going to do, I could either add just shapes or things that come off the corners, maybe that don't intrude the actual visual of the third frame too much. It just sit and clip the corners off, that just improve that image. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of a backboard around my back one just to emphasize it. So what I mean by that is I'm going to use my line tool. I'm just going to put an interesting shape there, and I am going to dimension it because I'm very OCD. I'm going to set that to 10 just to make sure that these lines are the same distance. Now we can't actually move that line because it is snapped to the center. So what I'm going to do, what is it? It's about 14. I'm just going to make sure that all my lines are about 14mm away from each of my frames. I want that to be a bit big. Maybe I'll put that to 30. So it's sitting proud of that. Change it to 40. Now I've got quite dramatic, almost like a lightning bolt sort of shape here. I'm going to extrude that back by 8. And I've got what looks like a very nice design that I'm somewhat happy with. Now, when we come to our development and we need to figure out how we're going to get our thread frames in and out, we are going to alter this slightly. But for now, for an idea, what you're going to do, you might want to add some fillets on it as well. If you select everything and just put a 1mm fillet on all your lines, it might be more difficult to sketch, but what that does is it just rounds off all the corners and all the edges. I'm going to make it more. You probably don't want to do it much more than 1mm. If I do 2mm, it becomes a little bit more obvious. But what I'm going to do now, I'm happy with my design. I'm going to get rid of my fillet because I don't think I can draw something. That closely. I'm going to click this box here. That puts me into a diametric view. What I'm going to do is click this box here, go to isometric. I'm going to zoom in so my design fills the page. What you're going to do now is you're just going to get some masking tape, stick a piece of paper over that and go around it and just trace it using your laptop or computer screen as a